This holiday, give the gift that says, let's cancel plans and just lounge. MeUndies has dropped their new holiday collection, and it's made for maximum cozy. We're talking soft as snow, ultramodal fabric, festive prints, and loungewear so comfy, your couch might get jealous. Onesies, hoodies, joggers, even delightfully quirky holiday designs. You're welcome. Knock out all your holiday gifting needs with deals up to 60% off at MeUndies.com/Spotify. Enter promo code Spotify. That's MeUndies.com/Spotify, code Spotify.
Hi, I'm here to pick up my son Milo.
There's no Milo here.
Who picked up my son from school?
Streaming only on Peacock.
I'm gonna need the name of everyone that could have a connection.
You don't understand. It was just the 5 of us.
So this was all planned.
What are you gonna do? I will do whatever it takes to get my son back.
I honestly didn't see this coming. These nice people killing each other.
All Her Fault. A new series streaming now only on Peacock.
The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
And here we are, folks, in the holiday week. And I have to tell you, I have to start out with, unfortunately, that this is not normal, what we're seeing across the country. Dominic Carter here with you. The number to reach me live this hour, 800-848-9222. We see your calls already coming in. We are watching society slip, and too many people are acting like this is just another day. It's not. If we don't start going back to demanding accountability, respect, and consequences, it only gets worse. Well, Dominic, what are you talking about on this Monday, Thanksgiving week? We should be talking about turkey and things, make people feel good. But the reality is these are not normal times. These are not normal times. In Queens, these young people, they do donuts in these cars at nighttime. One family had enough of it. A community's had enough of it. So what do the young people do in turn? They attack the couple, the husband and the wife, on their own property, on their own lawn. Then we go to Chicago. Chicago, an absolute mess. We talked about it, the early morning show this morning. In Chicago, you have a pregnant mother viciously attacked and beaten by elementary school kids. That's one. In Chicago, two, you can't even have a Christmas tree ceremony downtown. Gunfire, officers injured, a teen killed, absolute mess. Three in Chicago. A woman aboard, a 26-year-old woman aboard a subway train set on fire by a man with 72 arrests. And it's just like the situation in Charlotte. And just like in Charlotte, it's not going to help race relations. He's black. She's white. She's fighting for her life. And after looking at a photo of what happened on that train in Chicago, the man with a bottle of what appears to be gasoline lit at the top literally walks past a black man to go douse the white woman who doesn't see him coming. And he pours it on her head. And she tries to flee, and he goes after her and sets her on fire. 800-848-9222. You also have the news of the Comey, Letitia James indictments dismissed. A lot to get to, but I want to start right here in our neck of the woods. This is from Channel 7 WABC TV about a car meetup in Queens that turned violent, where a couple is assaulted by the mob and a vehicle set on fire.
Driving, violent crowds, and a car set ablaze. A nightmare scenario for one Queens community. And it was all promoted on social media. People who live in that neighborhood in Malva called police. They are fed up. Eyewitness News reporter Sonia Rincon talked to those neighbors in this Eyewitness News exclusive.
The squealing of tires doing donuts in the large round intersections of Malva, Queens are an ongoing nuisance for neighbors. But they say what happened overnight Saturday into Sunday went too far.
Over 100 of them just filled the streets and wreaked havoc and terror on this neighborhood.
Cameras captured the cars flooding 141st Street for a car meetup promoted on social media. The car in the middle actually belonged to a security guard posted here to keep an eye on homes. Neighbor Larry Rush had tried to help.
Obviously, they were doing their spin outs, this, that, and the other thing. So to try and slow it down, I got in the car and I moved it into the middle.
Then someone in the rowdy crowd tossed some sort of incendiary device into it.
It exploded inside, and then 2 minutes later, the whole car was engulfed in flames.
The security guard's car was left torched. Neighbors say that was bad enough, but then some of the meetup participants beat up a homeowner who had come outside with his phone in hand and posted videos of the assault on social media.
He was treated for a broken shoulder, broken ribs, broken nose. His wife was punched in the face.
A neighbor who asked that we not use his name saw the fire, ran over and witnessed the assault, and the victim's wife calling the police.
The police have been very responsive to everything. Unfortunately, last night that wasn't the case. While she was on the phone, it took them, 45 minutes. I stayed with him until the police arrived.
Tonight, neighbors gathered here for a meeting of support and to call for a stepped-up police presence. Their council member says there's more the city can do to prevent these intersections from being so appealing to joyriders.
I have had DOT here at least a dozen times explaining to them what needs to be done with speed bumps.
In the meantime, they're hoping police get to the bottom of what happened this weekend.
To beat up a neighbor like that, that's bad. I hope somebody catches them, and I hope we find out.
In Malba, Queens, Sonia Rincon, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
I wanted you to hear the entire story. And what you just heard of what occurred in Queens is why I don't have a gun. Because if I came out time after time after time after time and told you to stop doing these donuts in my community, and you continued to do it, and then you threaten me, you threaten my wife, you hit me, you hit my wife, I'm shooting you in the face. It's as simple as that. That's why I don't own a gun. Because tempers flare. And to see the way that man was beaten on video by that wolf pack and his wife attacked, I'm shooting you in the face. It's as simple as that. And then I'll deal with law enforcement when they come. And Lord only knows the legal repercussions. And now you're going to need a few $100,000 for a legal defense because you did the right thing dealing with these savages. And nobody wants to call it out for what it is. They're savages. Society must put these savages back in a can in deep check. If you don't, you can forget our way of life. Absolutely forget it. We see all your calls, 800-848-9222. First Charlotte, now Chicago. First Charlotte, now Chicago. Racial attack in Charlotte, it is a racial attack in Chicago. It just hasn't been called that yet. White woman, 26 years old, beautiful woman, set on fire by a man who poured gasoline on her. 72 arrests. And up until last week, he was walking the streets. Up until last week, he was walking the streets. Now, after he's ruined this woman's life, he's finally being held the way it should have been done a long, long time ago. This from ABC in Chicago.
The terrorism charges after a horrific attack on a commuter train in Chicago. Prosecutors say the suspect seen on surveillance allegedly setting a woman on fire. Tonight here, we do have news on her condition, and here's ABC's Rhiannon Alley.
Tonight, the man seen in these surveillance images allegedly setting a woman on fire on a Chicago commuter train is facing federal terrorism charges.
A 26-year-old woman was deliberately set on fire by Lawrence Reed in an unprovoked attack.
According to a criminal complaint in train surveillance, on the night of November 17th, 50-year-old Lawrence Reed, holding a small bottle, approaches the woman from behind, where he took the cap off the bottle and poured a liquid from the bottle all over the victim's head and body. Prosecutors say he lit the bottle and used it to light her on fire.
When the train stopped and the victim was able to muster the strength to stumble on the platform, two good Samaritans put out the flames.
Reed was captured about 12 hours later. Surveillance images from a gas station allegedly show Reed filling a bottle with gasoline before the attack.
David, Reed faces life if convicted. That rider still has critical injuries. Prosecutors are now asking for prayers.
And that's too good for him. He, too, to be honest with you, should have been shot in the face a long time ago. And I'm going to say this. It's not politically correct, but I'm going to say it because it's the truth, and I tell you the truth. To my community, we often ask, how come people move away from us? How come white people don't want to live around us? Would you want to live around this? I don't want to live around this. I won't live around this. And this is why I live where I live. You think I'm going to let my family be endangered because of these savages that are out of control? And the Democrats continue to tell them it's okay. It's not okay. From Queens, New York to Chicago, setting a woman on fire, attacking a pregnant mother by elementary school kids, punching her in the face repeatedly. And then you can't even light the Christmas tree in downtown Chicago because you might get shot. A teenager is dead, police officers are injured, and it's just another day in the Windy City. Just another day in the Windy City. And get ready for Mom Donnie. What's happening in Queens? Mom Donnie's going to make sure it happens here in New York City. You can bet your bottom dollar on it. So now, and we're going to start with your calls in just 1 second. The man you're about to hear right now, his name is Pastor Corey Brooks. He's demanding action after a pregnant mother with sickle cell anemia, a mother and her son, who apparently attends the elementary school, were beaten by a mob of elementary school students. And in the video, you see the child trying to hold his mother. And I didn't understand. I thought at first he was scared. And then it came to me that he knows that his mother is pregnant. And he was trying to protect his mother, to protect her stomach area, as these elementary school kids went absolutely buck wild.
So let my homie go. Let my homie go. Let my be his ass, yo. They working ass. They working ass.
Well, unfortunately, this is the cycle that we continue to see in the city of Chicago, where violence is so rampant and parents are being held unaccountable. And that's the reason why I'm walking across America, trying to get people to wake up in our urban areas so they can understand the magnitude of the issues that we're faced with every single day. Chicago is just a microcosm of what's going on across America. These young people are unruly. They have no moral compass. And we need organizations to really work hard to make sure we change the direction of our neighborhoods. If we're ever going to change the trajectory of our young people, we got to catch them early. We got to continue to do the work. But the tragedy is, in Chicago right now, we're facing some devastation that has been going on for years, and we need to get a handle on it.
What we need to do is lock these little savages up. It's as simple as that. You can sugarcoat it any way you want to. They're out of control all across the country. Not all, a handful that makes it bad for everyone. I've got to take a break. When we come back, we're going to start with your calls. We see all of your calls. To reach me right now, Dominic Carter, 800-848-9222. I should be talking about Thanksgiving and something wonderful that I'm going to eat, but instead I'm talking about senseless violence.
It's easy to get stuck reaching for the same familiar fruits and vegetables, even when you know a colorful variety is key. Balance of Nature's fruits and veggie supplements don't replace fruits and vegetables, but it makes it easy to add more variety to what you already eat. With 31 ingredients that are whole fruits and vegetables, switching it up is easy because we've already taken care of the hard part. Go to balanceofnature.com and get a free fiber and spice supplement, plus 35% off your first set as a new preferred customer by using discount code POD.
The world moves fast. Your workday, even faster. Pitching products, drafting reports, analyzing data. Microsoft 365 Copilot is your AI assistant for work. Built into Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and other Microsoft 365 apps you use. Helping you quickly write, analyze, create, and summarize. So you can cut through clutter and clear a path to your best work. Learn more at Microsoft.com/M365 Copilot.
The The Dominic Carter Show. Entertaining and informative. On the Red Apple Podcast Network.
That Congresswoman is just a liar. What she said, someone named Jeffrey Epstein. That's exactly what McCarthy used to do. Someone named John Smith. They didn't care if it was the right person. She's a disgrace to Congress and should be obviously sanctioned for accusing somebody named Jeffrey Epstein, one of whom is a prominent doctor in Long Island. It's a very common name.
Professor Alan Dershowitz talking about Congresswoman hate. Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett. Dominic Carter here with you. Let's go to your telephone calls on this Monday, Thanksgiving week. Let's go to line 3. Joe, Mount Sinai, New York. Joe, what's on your mind?
Yeah, we spoke when Governor Shapiro's house got bombed, and you got a little annoyed at me when I said I really don't care.
Well, first of all, Joe, I don't know why you're going back to this. How is that relevant to anything?
Well, I'm going to tell you.
Okay, but Joe, I don't have all day. I don't know why you're going back to the firing of Shapiro's house. I don't understand the point.
Okay, I'll tell you the point. The
Quickly.
Point is, things will never change in this country.
Okay, so tell me, what does the fire at Shapiro's house have to do with this?
It's just, well, I'll tell you what it has to do with it. He hasn't come out and said anything about all the crap that's going on. He was enraged.
Joe, he's a Democrat. I mean, do you expect the other party to come out and say what's not in their best interest? Republicans don't do that. It's not in their best interest. You're not being realistic politically.
I don't know. I don't think that's the case. I think that the door swings both ways, and this country will never be right. Our problems will keep going if we have people that advocate for the scum of the earth. And that's basically it.
Okay, so Joe, that's all you needed to say. You didn't have to go back to Shapiro. But anyway, thank you. Thank you for the call, Joe. I hope you have a great Thanksgiving. Let's see here. Let's go to Robert, line 5 in Brooklyn. What's on your mind, Robert?
Yeah, thanks for taking my call. Well, when President Trump, he met with Mamdani in the Oval Office, so near the end, he was asked about, Stefanik had called Mamdani a jihadist, and if he agreed with that. And Trump said, no, I don't, but, she's out there campaigning and all that. And, President Trump was in a funny situation because he can't say, well, yes, I think the person standing next to me is a jihadi. But on the other hand, saying no, he's sort of contradicting, a loyal Republican who's running for governor, for New York. I mean, it's a little bit frustrating. And
okay, but Robert, do you think the president is concerned about how it impacts another Republican, or do you think the president is more concerned as the leader of the free world, how it impacts him? You got this all wrong. You're saying that he should be concerned about how it impacts Stefanik. No, it doesn't work like that. He's the president of the United States. She has to maneuver around him.
But in general, it was frustrating a little bit, the meeting, because Mamdani, he's so horrible. And, it's like, on the one hand, you wanted, he is becoming the mayor, but he's so horrible, you're giving credibility to this horrible person. But one thing I want to applaud President Trump for, he's designating the Muslim Brotherhood a terrorist organization. Thank you very much, President Trump. And I wish the Republican Congress would codify some of his executive orders. Because
Robert, you said you're disappointed with the meeting with Mamdani, right? Is it possible President Trump knows something that we don't know?
Yes.
Yet?
I don't know what they said privately. Who knows what they said privately?
No, what I'm saying is maybe a major shoe was about to drop that we don't know about against Mamdani. Maybe it's a setup as it's about to go down. Maybe it's about the midterm elections. You can't just look at a situation and think that you're going to get what you want. Was I necessarily happy with the meeting? No. Did I think the meeting was absolutely bizarre? Yes, I did. But you have to understand President Trump is playing chess, and we don't know what the President of the United States knows. It is time for a break. We are coming right back.
Online reviews say I'm steep, rocky, and a difficult trail. Next time I'm gonna say, not if you're driving a Toyota truck.
We know what we're made of. Toyota trucks.
The Dominic Carter Show. Entertaining and informative on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
And we are back. Out of control situations from Queens where, it's cute. They're just racing their cars and doing donuts. Do you want that outside your home? Do you want that in your community with their children? I know I don't want it in my community. And then when the neighbors try and put a stop to it, these savages beat up one homeowner and his wife. Literally punched his wife in the face, attacked him. Then we go to Chicago. And Pritzker and Johnson, the governor and the mayor, I hope you're proud of yourself, the 1-2 punch to make sure that you destroy as many black people as possible, because that's what you're doing. And that's the Democrat Party of today. And many of you that are Democrats that are listening to me right now, no offense, folks, but you're foolish enough to stay on that plantation. Why in the world would you do that? So we went through the black mother attacked by the black elementary school students. They beat her up and thought it was funny and made videos of it with her child holding on to her. She's in the hospital. We went through the situation of the white woman attacked by the black suspect, a rap sheet, 72 arrests. He put her on fire. And it's another Charlotte. And these are racial incidents. Anybody that tells you different, they're lying to you. They're lying to you because they don't want to believe what's going on. These losers that never amounted to anything in life, they've bought into the argument that everything is the white man's fault. No, you didn't succeed because you're lazy, because you didn't want to get up off of your you-know-what, and because you made all the wrong decisions in life. Don't blame anybody else. I want to say something that is not your mother should have made another decision when you were first created. That's the truth. Ruth, if we're going to be honest about that, you can't say that. How could you say that? You're advocating that the mothers of these children in low-income communities, or black communities, that they should have had abortions. Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. Dominic Carter here with you, folks. The Christmas tree lighting in Chicago should be a nice time. Just imagine Rockefeller Center, New York City. Just imagine. Here comes the thugs. You looked at me the wrong way. You stepped on my sneakers. You're kicking it to my girl. Bang, 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 bang. Shoot them up. Innocent people dead. Police officers injured. It's what happened in Chicago. It's exactly what happened to Chicago. Listen to this individual, Gianno Caldwell, on Fox News.
Folks who want to come and just watch the tree lighting and have a little family tradition cannot do so safely because the mayor of Chicago has ensured that the police are handcuffed. They have a policy called the Safety Act in Illinois where police cannot do their jobs. It eliminates cash bail. And an additional policy is the no chase policy where police have to call their supervisors in order to pursue a suspect on foot or in their cars. These soft on crime policies have created a system of fear for the people of Chicago. Enough is enough, J.B. Pritzker. Enough is enough, Mayor Brandon Johnson. This must come to an end. And we're done asking. We're now demanding. We need change in the city of Chicago, and we need it right now. And it seems that the only person who's willing to listen to us is President Donald J. Trump.
Now, did he say something that's not true? If you had listened to Trump, you'd have many people that would be alive in Chicago right now. Trump, what did he want to do? Bring in the National Guard to Chicago to clean up the city. Pritzker and Johnson, the 1-2 punch. No. It's racism. So just let them continue to kill each other. I normally wouldn't say this, folks. I really wouldn't, because I take the political route, the diplomat route. The truth is, many of their mothers should have rethought having these little savages and should have had abortions. That's the truth. I'm sorry. Oh, Dominic, how could you say that? Those kids look just like you. Yes, but they're not just like me. They're not just like you folks that are listening right now. Not at all. So what does the mayor do? He goes on TV. Brandon Johnson goes on TV, right? No matter what happens. White woman set on fire, 26 years old. Teen shot and killed the Christmas tree lighting. Black woman beat up by elementary black school children. What does Brandon Johnson do? Goes on TV and says the following.
Mayor Brandon Johnson, thank you so much for being here in studio with us this morning. Obviously, the incident that took place, it was right across the street from our State Street studios, right here, across the street outside of the Chicago Theater. We know that several teens were shot, one killed. Based on your investigation, what happened Friday night?
Yeah, well, what started as what was a very joyous, incredible occasion, the tree lighting ceremony, it turned into, a real chaotic scene. We had a number of young people who came downtown and had ill intentions.
Had ill intentions? That's what you call it, Mr. Mayor? Wow. I'm in rare form today. We want a black mayor. We want a mayor that looks like us, sounds like us. Well, you got one. Good luck with that. We want a black mayor, black mayor, black mayor. If this is what a black mayor does, I'll take a white one every single time. I'll take a Latino one. I'll take an Asian one. I'll take anything but Brandon Johnson. Anything but Brandon Johnson. A tourist from Indiana talking about the crime, the Christmas tree shooting in Chicago.
It's very disheartening to see this. Right. Holiday time, everybody wants to celebrate and enjoy the evening, and something like this happens.
Suzanne, this morning, still a lot of details coming to light on both of these shooting scenes. We know last night, area Alderman Brian Hopkins said that multiple police officers were also hurt during those shootings. He said at least one police officer had to be hospitalized.
That's the reality. Back to your telephone calls, 800-848-9222. Let's go here. Let's go to Alex in Pennsylvania, line 3. Alex, what's on your mind?
Number one guy on the radio. You need more than 1 hour a day, Dominic. I'll tell you that.
Well, thanks, Alex. I'm on 2. I'm back at midnight live. But go right ahead. Thank you for your kind words.
3 Congress people doing the video. Hey, don't follow the orders of the president or this or that. What does that remind you of during World War II? Tokyo Rose. Remember, broadcasting to the American GIs, hey, GI, don't follow orders. Don't volunteer for anything. And she was our enemy. And here we have these 3. What we ought to do is name that woman, that congresswoman, Tokyo Rose. That's her new name.
Well, Alex, I don't pay much attention these days to what Democrats are doing, to be honest with you. It's despicable. They're trying to urge military members to go against orders of the President of the United States. This is what I'll say. 1, I don't see any military member listening to that. 2, if you do plan to listen to it, I say good luck with that. Try this president and see how well that's going to work for your career. It ain't going to work at all. You'll find yourself in the brig. Alex, thank you for the great call. Let's go to George, line 2, Rockland County, New York, on this holiday week of Thanksgiving. George, what's on your mind?
Well, happy Thanksgiving.
Same to you, George.
Okay, so as mentioned on the news now, a federal judge dismissed the cases against James Comey and Letitia James, basically stating his argument was that the prosecutor, Lindsay Halligan, was unlawfully appointed. So my question here is, Miss Attorney General, where are you? And then I'm saying, Dominic, you used to be a court reporter. What's your take about it? Now listening.
Well, George, thank you. Yes, I was an in-bed reporter for the Southern District of New York for over a year. And it was interesting, the whole process, because you have to go through this lengthy FBI background check. And this was, I think, 2019, give or take. I don't remember the year. But my take on it is that let's see what happens. President Trump has already said this is not the end of this. I don't think it is. I think the judge is going based on law that this U.S. attorney was not appropriately appointed to the job, according to what the judge is saying. Let's see what happens. The judge has not dealt with the merits of either of these cases. Let's just pause. Let's take a breath. Let's wait and see what happens. George, thank you for the wonderful call and the wonderful comment, and have a lovely Thanksgiving. Let's go to Tony, line 3, White Plains. Tony, what's on your mind?
Yeah, Dominic, happy Thanksgiving.
Same to you and your family.
I have the solution how to solve this problem with all these blue cities.
Okay.
We need a group of, like, in each blue city, 100 Charles Bronsons. Remember Charles Bronson?
Of course.
Well, that's what we need. And that would solve the problem in less than a year. Right? Take every blue city and have about 100 of them in each city, and they would take care of the problem.
I hear you, Tony. I don't know. I would never advocate folks being a vigilante, Tony. But something has to give, because these savages, they're going to roll on the wrong person. And when they roll on that wrong person, they're going to catch a bullet to the face. And then you're going to hear, oh, it's racism. You shot my innocent child. My child was a scholar student, and my child was going on to Harvard. That's the regular record that plays when these things happen. Tony, normally I wouldn't agree with you, but something's got to give, man. Something has to give. When you see the video of that black woman, the mother who's pregnant and with sickle cell, and her elementary school child is trying to protect her stomach area, as she's being punched in the face by black children in elementary school, Dr. Martin Luther King, and frankly, the Jews that died, the Jewish Americans that died with Dr. King in the movement, for me to have the right to be behind this microphone and for others to have the opportunity, he has to be spinning in his grave. I don't think anybody ever thought with these phony black politicians that we would get to this point where it's okay for elementary school kids to beat up any adult, but in this case, a woman that looks just like them, that could be their mother, and they're videotaping it and posting it on social media. Let's go to Rose, line 2, Long Island. Rose, what's on your mind?
Hi, Dominic. Thanks for taking my call. As far as the President Trump meeting with Mandami, I felt like I was watching a reptile molt. And you know what's underneath? There's still a snake underneath. And don't think for 1 second that Donald Trump was fooled by this guy. And I love the tidbit he dropped about Commissioner Tisch, that that she's good friends with Ivanka. That was a nice message. That was a neon sign. Not that the commission is going to call him every time things go sour. That's not her style, I don't believe. But I don't know. That's just how I felt. I don't think it's time for his rhetoric anymore, Mandami, and I think Trump is just going to act. If he goes back to his anti-Semitic rant and raves and allows these protests outside of a synagogue, I think the president is going to just put into action, bring in the National Guard, take names, kick gas and take numbers. That's all I could have to say.
I'm with you, Rose. I'm tired of watching these savages act like they have no sense. No repercussions. They do whatever they want, however they want, beat up whoever they want. This has to stop. It has to stop. Oh, you can't, Dominic, it's unfair, it's racism. You can't do that to the black community. Yes, you can. You act up, I act up. That's why I don't go into politics. I would go into every black community in my district if I'm the mayor of New York City, and I would say point blank, on camera and to the ministers. I would be more direct to the ministers in private, using profanity. Your kids act up, my NYPD is going to act up. Try me one time. Try me one time so you can see how serious I am, because I'm looking to make an example out of one of you. One incident. That's all I need. One incident. You act up. I'm turning my police commissioner loose. My NYPD is going to act up. And the first thing I'm doing the day I take office is I'm proudly restoring the street crimes unit times 100. That's the only thing that keeps these savages in check. It's as simple as that. Oh, Dominic, you can't say that. It goes against the civil rights movement. I said it. I mean it. I'm not taking it back. Time for a break. When we come back this holiday week, maybe tomorrow I'll talk about stuffing and turkey and cranberry and all stuff I'm not supposed to eat and all that good stuff. We are coming right back.
This holiday, discover meaningful gifts for everyone on your list at Kay. Not sure where to start? Our jewelry experts are here to help you find or create the perfect gift, in-store or online. Book your appointment today and unwrap love this season, only at Kay.
The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
And the Tunnel to Towers Foundation final thoughts of the day, it's as it relates to public office. I got to tell you, folks, I'm not interested in running for office, but part of me hasn't ruled it out, because if I decided to run for mayor, trust me, folks, if I got in, I'm getting in to win. I'm not wasting anybody's time. I'm coming in as the real deal, and trust me, the establishment would treat me like I'm the real deal. But I'm telling you, if I were ever elected mayor of New York City, this is what these kids would say about me. Yo, Mayor Carter is no joke. Yo, you act up in his city, you going to jail. That's what the kids would say about me. And I would wear that with a badge of honor. Let's go back to your telephone calls. Gino, Providence, Rhode Island. Gino, Thanksgiving week, what's on your mind?
Dominic, how's it feel still being the sheriff in town? Just saying.
Oh, thank you, Gino. What's going on?
Listen, a couple minutes ago you referred to Martin Luther King spinning in his grave. But if we go back, let's talk about Malcolm X. Malcolm X would be causing a tornado. He warned people 60 years ago about liberals.
He did.
And this poor child and his mother, God bless them, his human instincts kicked in, and I have admiration for him.
You're referring to the Chicago mother that was beat up by the elementary school kids?
Absolutely. Where I grew up, God forbid, if that ever happened, that goes back on the parents.
Gino, I'm looking for God to give me the right words to respond on this, because of course it goes back on the parents. But this is what happens when, mommy's got 8 different boyfriends and daddy's nowhere to be found, and mommy wants to get high with the teenage kids. Mommy and daddy never go to open school night. This is what happens. But then the Democrats come along and they say, you've got the winning answer. You're doing a great job raising your kids. Just vote for the Democrat. This is what happens, Gino. Gino, let me ask you something before you go. So I'm in Rhode Island quite a bit. I think I've told you my daughter lives in Rhode Island with my grandkids. And how is it, Gino? This blew my mind back in 1988. I'm going to be real with you. Every minority community, and I was traveling the country with Jesse Jackson. Every minority community I went to across America, it was the same. Every minority community, poor, dirty, very few services. You can't blame other people for that. How does that, and including in Providence, you've got some areas in Providence, Gino, where I'm like, ill. How does that happen?
Dominic, I've only lived in Rhode Island for the last 11 years. I grew up in Newton, Massachusetts, where things like this didn't happen. But living in Rhode Island, you have to blame politicians because there's less police. The police have new rules. I've talked to cops. And because of this new woke agenda that's happened in the last 10 years, cops are afraid to do their job.
Absolutely. Because
they are afraid of persecution, prosecution, and all the retaliation that comes with it. And that's coming from liberals. They would rather, people in office, they want votes. They don't care if we're safe. Nobody does. No blue city across the country cares if their people are safe. They just want the votes. They want the money. And that's now the new American way. That's woke. None of the...
Hey, Gino, thank you. I apologize. Thank you for the wonderful call, Gino. I got to tell you, man, you're going to mess around and make me run for mayor. And if I run, believe me, I'm going to be the real deal. I will run in the Democratic primary, and I will win the Democratic primary. I will max out in terms of fundraising. You're going to say you're being arrogant here. I'm not, because I know the winning message. I know the message to bring into the hood, the message for Wall Street, the message for Brooklyn, the message for Queens. I am really getting fed up with this nonsense that is happening. But I promise you that if I go into politics, folks, I promise you the kids will say, I'm not messing around with Mayor Carter. Mayor Carter will have you locked up and he will throw away the key. Because you can sue me, but you got to get to federal court first. And I got a team of lawyers to make sure that it takes a long time before the case gets to court. Folks, all it takes is $11 a month. Donate $11 a month to the Tunnel to Towers Foundation at T2T.org. I'm back live at midnight.
Thanks for listening to The Dominic Carter Show. You can hear The Dominic Carter Show weekdays at 3 p.m. and Monday through Thursday at midnight and Sunday starting at 11 p.m. on 77 WABC. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder.
What the heck is going on here?